Good afternoon once again, football fans. Big Al here on this Thursday, October 19th, 2023, and welcome to the Week 8 television schedule. Let me try that again. Welcome to the Week 8 college football television schedule, plus all the announcers for every game. This information is courtesy of 506sports.com. If you want to check out that list for yourself, there's a link in the description below. There's a link in the description below. All right, that being said, let's jump into the Week 8 college football television schedule and the announcers for each game and the week through those five here first. The first game on Tuesday night was Middle Tennessee at Liberty, which aired at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on CBS Sports Network, with Carter Blackburn Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. ESPN2 had Southern Miss at South Alabama with Clay Matvick and Aaron Murray. ESPNU broadcasted Western Kentucky at Jacksonville with Dave Neal and Derek Mason. Sam Houston, which aired at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on CBS Sports Network, and the announcers were Alex Del Barrio and Malik Zaire. And then on ESPN2, a couple hours later at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, they aired New Mexico State at UTEP with John Schifrin and Cole Kubalik. All right, that brings us to tonight. There are three games on the schedule. At 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on ESPN is James Madison at Marshall with Matt Berry, Roddy Jones, and Harry Lyles Jr. At the same time on ESPN2 is Rice at Tulsa, Jay Alter and Renee Igogila. And then at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific on ESPNU is North Carolina Central at Morgan State with Tiffany Green and Jay Walker. There is one game on the schedule for Friday, and that's a 7 SMU at Carcaterra. This brings us to Saturday. Starting with the early afternoon portion of the schedule, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games getting underway at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. On ABC, it's UCF at number 6. On CBS, you've got number 22 Air Force at Navy with Rich Waltz and Aaron Taylor. On Fox's Big Saturday, it's a top 10 battle in the Big Ten as number 7 Penn State visits number 3 Ohio State. Gus Johnson and Joe Platt are the announcers for this one. On ESPN, it's Mississippi State at Arkansas. Mark Jones, Louis Riddick, and Quint Kessenich. On ESPN2, Memphis at UAB. Brian Custer and Aaron Murray. On ESPNU, you've got Norfolk State at Howard, Tiffany Green and Jay Walker. On BTN, you've got Rutgers at Indiana, Connor Onion and Matt Millen. On the ACC network, it's Boston College at Georgia Tech, Chris Carter and Mark Herzlich. On CBS Sports Network, Western Michigan at Ohio University, Jason Knapp and Ross Tucker. And then you have one game streaming on ESPN Plus at 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and that's Baylor at Cincinnati with Sean Kinney and Barrett Brooks. Then you've got three games streaming on ESPN Plus at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. Akron at Bowling Green with Michael Reggie and Marcus Ray. Charlotte at East Carolina with James Wessling and Leger DeZubel. And Louisiana Monroe at Georgia Southern. There is no broadcast team announced for this game. Moving on now to the late afternoon portion of the schedule. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 games kicking off at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. On ABC, it's Washington State at number 8 Oregon, or rather number 9 Oregon. Bob Wischusen and Greg McElroy. On the Home Depot SEC on CBS, number 17 Tennessee at number 11 Alabama. Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson. On NBC, it's Minnesota at number 24 Iowa. Paul Burmeister and Anthony Herron. On ESPN, Oklahoma State at West Virginia. Mike Monaco and Robert Griffin III. On ESPN2, North Texas at number 23 Tulane, Beth Mowins and Kirk Morrison. On FS1 is Wisconsin at Illinois, Eric Collins and Devin Gardner. On the SEC network, South Carolina at number 20 Missouri with Taylor Zarzar and Matt Stinchcomb. On BTN, it's Northwestern at Nebraska, Corey Provis and Jake Butt. On the ACC network, Pittsburgh at Wake Forest, George Sedano and Orlando Franklin. On CBS Sports Network, it's South Florida at Connecticut, Chris Lewis and Robert Turbin. And you have 3 games streaming on ESPN Plus at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, 12:30 p.m. Pacific. Buffalo at Kent State with Anthony Lima and Ryan Kavanaugh. Central Michigan at Ball State with Jim Barber and Charles Arbuckle. And Eastern Michigan at Northern Illinois with Doug Sherman and Forrest Connolly. At 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific on Fox, it's number 8 Texas at Houston. Tim Brando and Spencer Tillman. On ESPNU at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, Toledo at Miami of Ohio with Drew Carter and Dustin Fox. At 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on Hawaii pay-per-view and Team One Sports is Hawaii at New Mexico, and there is no broadcast team announced for this game. Also at 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on ESPN Plus, UTSA at Florida with Richard Cross and Taylor McHargway. On the CW at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, Virginia at number 10 North Carolina, Tom Wormy and James Bates. All right, now let's jump ahead to the evening portion of the schedule where you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games kicking off at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. ESPN, it's number 13 Ole Miss at Auburn, Joe Tessitore and Jesse Palmer. On ESPN2, you've got TCU at Kansas State with Roy Philpott and Roddy Jones. On FS1, Texas Tech at BYU, Alex Faust and Petros Papadakis. On CBS Sports Network, Utah State at San Jose State, John Sadak and Randy Cross. At 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on Silver State Sports and Mountain West Conference Digital is Colorado State at UNLV, and there is no broadcast team announced for this game. On NFL Network at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific is Appalachian State at Old Dominion, Jason Ross Jr. and Tioka Jackson. On ESPN Plus at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific is Coastal Carolina at Arkansas State, and there is no broadcast team announced for this game. Then you have 3 games kicking off at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. On ABC's Saturday Night Football, it's number 18. It's number 16 Duke at number 4 Florida State. Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit. On Big Ten Saturday night on NBC, number 2 Michigan at Michigan State. Noah Eagle and Todd Blackledge. On the SEC network, it's Army at number 19 LSU. Tom Hart, Jordan Rogers, and Cole Kubalik. At 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on Fox, number 14 Utah at number 18 USC. Jason Benetti and Brock Huard. On ESPNU, you've got Georgia State at Louisiana Lafayette. Courtney Lyle and Hudson Mason. Then on the ACC network, it's Clemson at Miami. Wes Durham and Tim Hasselbeck. At 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on FS2 is Nevada at San Diego State. Dan Hellie and Robert Smith. The final 3 games of the night all get underway at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. On ESPN, it's number 25 UCLA at Stanford. Dave Fleming and Brock Osweiler. On ESPN2 is Montana State at Sacramento State, John Schifrin and Rocky Boyman. And the final game of the night is on FS1, and that's Arizona State at number 5 Washington, Jeff Levering and Mark Helfrich. And that is the Week 8 college football television schedule and the announcers for each game. Now, if you want to look at the list for yourself, go to www.506sports.com and click the college football tab on the homepage. And again, a link is in the description box below. So what games are you looking forward to the most this weekend? Let me know in the comments section. In the meantime, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell and get notified every time I go live. Big Al signing off. Thanks for watching and enjoy the pigskin this weekend. Peace out.